Okay, hello everyone, and welcome to Just a Tip Tuesday. So this is a new weekly video series where I sit down with someone and we have a drink and we just talk about some stuff. So today I am with Jordan D'Addario at Tibbs Law Office, and she has been a lawyer for how many years?
3 years.
3 years. And what college did you go to?
I went to University of Cincinnati for law school and NKU for undergrad.
Very exciting. And so today we are going to be talking about prenups. So I am in my 20s and I am nowhere near getting married, so this doesn't necessarily apply to me yet. But I have a lot of friends who are approaching that age and who are getting engaged or are in serious relationships and whatnot. And so I think this is a super relevant topic and something I've always been very curious about. Ever since Kanye came out with Gold Digger, I'm like, what's a prenup? He said I should get it. What am I supposed to do now? So, let's dive right in. All right, so first of all, what is a prenup?
So a prenup simply is just a written contract between two people who enter into this contract before they get married.
Sexy.
Very sexy. It outlines all of your assets and debts, and it specifies extra sexy, and it specifies in the unfortunate event of a divorce, what happens to all of those assets and debts.
Okay.
So it's a game plan before you get married.
Okay. And do you ever have people ask you, hey, I feel like this is just a divorce plan, or call it a divorce plan, and that's why they're hesitant to go ahead with the prenup?
Yeah, the prenups, I think, for a long time will always have those connotations.
Okay.
They'll have those Kanye, Gold Digger connotations. Unfortunately, though, I mean, even today with people getting married later, divorce rates are still 40 to 50%. It's unfortunate, but so all we can do is best prepare ourselves for that unfortunate situation.
Cool. Very cool. And so what have you seen happen when people don't have a prenup, but they come to you and they're trying to get things settled?
After the fact, without a prenup?
Yeah.
So prenups can really simplify a lot of divorces. Biggest thing we see is couples buy houses before they get married.
Okay.
A lot of the times, your friends probably too.
Right.
So say, for example, we'll say your fiance puts down, his parents give him $20,000 towards this house.
Okay.
As a gift.
Okay.
To him.
It's very nice.
He takes out $10K of his retirement to pay on the house.
So we got $30K down.
Yeah, but it's all his money. That's his money because you're not married yet.
Okay.
10 years later, you go to sell the house.
Mm-hmm.
And you're getting divorced. Add that part in. I'm very sorry. When you go to sell the house, do you divide the proceeds evenly?
Oh, okay.
Now, do you remember how much money he put down? Do you remember how much his parents gifted him?
No, it's been so long.
It's been so long. So a prenup forces you to sit down, write down, figure out what those numbers are. It'll be written in a document, and you'll always know. So if you have a prenup, if you have to get divorced, you look at it, and you'll say, okay, husband gets the first $30K of the proceeds. The rest is divided evenly.
Okay, that's fair. And have you seen people argue a lot about that situation?
Absolutely. Okay. Almost every day that happens. People forget. It's what it is.
I mean, I forget what I ate for dinner last night, so I understand people forgetting.
Yeah, we bought our house 2 years ago, and I have no idea what that looked like, and I completely forget. So it's important to document things while you can still.
Okay, that's very fair. So is it something that you would recommend getting?
Yeah, I would recommend everyone. I mean, we're not looking at the Kanye situation, a man showing it to a woman the day of saying, sign this or I'm not going to marry you and you're not going to get my money.
Right.
You know, this is for modern couples. People are earning close to the same amounts now.
Cool.
People still fight about money. So it's important to sit down together before you get married, talk about what you expect, what you think is fair. If one person earns more, how are you guys going to contribute to the bills? Lots of conversations to have, and a prenup is a great way to sit down and air all that stuff out before you get married, and then hopefully you can have a very smooth marriage.
Yeah, absolutely. And when people are sitting down to do the prenup, is it usually is it pretty intense, or is it pretty light and still fun? Not fun.
I wouldn't call it fun. But basically the best way to make a prenup the most enforceable is for each of you guys to be represented. So you'll each have an attorney, and then you'll give that attorney a list of your assets and debts. The attorney will do all the paperwork on the side. You don't have to do it. You don't have to be a part of that. And then we exchange it. Your attorney reviews it for you. You guys go back and forth, and then we can all sign together. I've done a signing where we all go to a restaurant, have dinner and drinks, and the four of us sign a prenup, and it was fun.
That does sound fun.
It was fun.
Okay. There's some fun in that.
Yeah, they're not always that fun, but they can be.
Oh my gosh. And then, not that you can talk about like client confidential information, but do you have any kind of like words of wisdom or like example stories of a situation where, you know, maybe one of your other colleagues like had a situation where a couple came in, they didn't have a prenup, and it just really went south because they didn't have that in place? Like, is there anything you can share on that?
So a lot of people, with the obvious thing you hear is when people are getting married, we don't need a prenup. We're not going to be that way. I'm not going to come after you. I'm not going to do that.
Right.
Unfortunately, things change, and we see that a lot. So I think the biggest thing is spousal support.
Okay.
Called alimony in other states. But a prenup can state that no party will pay spousal support.
Okay.
So in the event that one person starts earning a lot more, then you might change your mind, and you might think that's not fair, and that's going to be a big source of contention.
Mm-hmm.
You know, if you were to separate from your partner and they earned more than you, you're going to need help supporting yourself. That's kind of one of the main things that a prenup preserves.
Okay.
Another thing is family businesses. If you came from a beet farm,
okay,
do you want your husband to take part of your beet farm if you got divorced? Does your family want him to have rights to that?
Probably not. I mean, he already left me. I'm very upset in this scenario.
Yeah, so family businesses are a great reason for a prenup as well.
Okay, that's interesting.
Yeah.
Okay, that's very cool. And I think that's pretty much it. And I did have one other question too. I know we kind of touched on there being a negative stigma against it. Is the negative stigma just that people are calling it a divorce plan, or is there anything else that contributes to there being a negative stigma around it?
I think the stigma is that situation in which someone is asking the lesser earning spouse to give up rights that they're entitled to. You know, you can't marry me unless you agree that you're not going to take my money.
Got it. Okay.
That's the stigma. It doesn't have to be that way.
Okay.
A prenup can simply say, hey, we're each going to walk into this marriage with what we have, and we're each going to leave with what we have. That's it.
Got it. Okay, so that's where a lot of the stigma comes from, is someone marrying up.
Yeah.
And, right. We're all equals, but someone marrying up and them saying, oh, you're not taking my money. That's okay, which is not what it's probably evolved into.
Exactly. That's not what it needs to be. It can be a very fair document for a modern couple who makes the same amount of money, just saying, hey, we want to keep things equal. I'm not going to take your stuff. You're not going to take my stuff.
Cool.
We keep our retirement accounts. You know, those are things that really hurt people when they have to get divorced and they weren't planning for it.
Right. Right. Okay. That's very cool. Well, that pretty much answered all of my questions about prenups. So if you have any other questions, definitely direct them to Jordan. I think it's a really interesting topic. And if you were wondering, I actually only have one wine glass to my name.
That's fine.
Because I was Marie Kondoing everything that I owned.
Yeah.
And I had all these wine glasses that were passed down, and none of them sparked joy. Not a single one sparked joy. And I was like, okay, I am giving these away. These are taking up space. And so I have this, what is it, a beer?
So all of your beer glasses spark joy? Is that what
these spark
taking?
joy because
That's
they're
fair.
blue I think they're blue at the bottom. And that's like really pretty to me. I would much rather drink wine out of this, I think.
Yeah, because I like the actual wine glass to drink my wine. So this worked out perfectly.
This did really work out. Oh my gosh, I love it. So that is pretty much it. Super excited to have you. I think prenups are really cool. And this also ties in with one of my favorite quotes, which is, if you fail to plan, you plan to fail. And I feel like that really just kind of summarizes what a prenup is it's just making sure, God forbid, you get divorced. I mean, no one goes into a marriage expecting to get divorced, I would hope, if you're not a dum-dum. Yeah. But it really just helps you, so if that does happen in the future, because life changes, crazy things happen, you never know what's going to happen. it's just good to have that in the back pocket to make sure if you are going through that process, which is already heart-wrenching enough, that it doesn't make it even worse when you guys also have to fight about every single thing, that you guys have to divvy up. So I think that's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I second that. And it will save you a lot of money in the end. It'll save you a lot of stress.
Yes. I've heard divorce is very expensive.
It can be.
Okay.
And stressful.
Yeah.
As you could imagine. So
yeah.
having all that outlined ahead of time means that a divorce will be mostly pain-free in terms of finances. So that's a big bonus.
Yeah, that is a big bonus. Oh, and okay, so bonus conversation topic. What are the big reasons why you think people end up getting divorced?
Tinder? No, I'm just kidding. People really do. Money is a big source of contention. Another one we see is people mutually agreeing on things, such as one party will not work once they have children.
Okay.
And then you see resentment on the other side.
Okay.
And that kind of just builds over time.
Okay.
And the one spouse is left saying, well, we agreed to this together, this was our plan, and then people change. And it kind of just builds up over time into a negative thing that kind of causes that erosion, unfortunately.
Oh, huge bummer.
Sorry.
Well, that's okay.
Well,
I was just curious. And she chose to help people, which is really wonderful, because I'm sure you deal with some really unhappy people.
Yeah, and I can only do it because I really, really love to do it. So.
Yeah, I can't imagine half-assing being a family law attorney.
Yeah. Okay, I couldn't sell a knife to save my life.
Okay, that's all right. That's all right. A lot of people can't. It's a hard job. So that has pretty much been it. We are with Jordan at Tibbs Law Office. So excited to have you. This was super fun. And be on the lookout for the video next week. We have someone new coming for you. But yeah, let me know if you have any other ideas of things that you want to hear about. We're all just trying to figure out this crazy thing called life, and I am just trying to help in any way, just explain little parts of life that are very confusing. Or not explain, but have other people do it for me. All right, have a good one. That was a really weird sign off. Have a great day.
Goodbye.
No, I hated that.